It's where it doesn't matter where you started from. Right? And the score that whether you weren't born with a silver spoon in your mouth. Maybe you didn't have two parents at home. You didn't go to private school. You didn't this. You didn't that. Whatever. There may have been neglect. There may have been, in some cases, even abuse. There could have been all manner of things that you've experienced in the life and so forth. But don't let that be a conviction or a containment of what lies ahead of your future. It's not where you start, it's where you finish. It's where you finish.
I was watching something like a while ago where it was talking about building habits and how much time it takes to form a habit. So they were talking about, I think the number was like somewhere around 10,000 hours to form a habit. So it could also, like nowadays I kind of start looking at things as, how do I form my goal? Like how much time do I have to put into it to make that goal an actual reality and build it into a lifestyle, make it a habit. So it's like the gentleman was saying, like, you have those friends that you hung out with, but that was your habit. So when they say you become a product of your environment. So, your friends are being negative, it creates that negative reciprocation. But then when you came out of it took time to reprocess yourself and change that habit and become something else and form that new goal, that new reality, that new realization that you come into, and then build on that habit. So the former habit is now passed away, and you've got the new habit that you're becoming. So I kind of started looking at things as, do I want to make this a habit? So like, do I want to get up and do nothing and make that my habit every day? When I get up, I fill myself with nothing. Or do I want to start doing something and create that habit? But creating the habit, it takes time, and like you fall in and out of it and can't knock yourself down. You just have to think, I need to invest some more time to get that 10,000 hours to create this as a reality of my habit.
I have something to add. Following that. When I was in university, I learned that it takes 21 days to form a habit, but 3 months to solidify that. And because I am prone to psychology, I did read a book called Psycho-Cybernetics that really changed my world. It talks about, a little bit of a background. He was a plastic surgeon who ended up getting his PhD. And he found when he was doing plastic surgery that a lot of people who were originally looking one way, and for example, they got into a car accident and then they looked different, their life changed when they weren't as confident in themselves. But if they were able to get back to where they looked before, when they were confident, then things went back to normal. But people who didn't feel confident in themselves, they thought, oh, if I just got rid of this mole, my life would change. They would get rid of that, and nothing would happen. So he went into psychology and started to research this concept, and he found that, of course, your identity is formed in the first years of your life, first 7 years. And a lot of us were taught at a very young age, or not taught, but it's just our psycho-cybernetic list that he said. This is what our default setting is. It's what we have been taught to believe about ourselves, and a lot of people feel like they're not worthy, they don't deserve it. So it takes a while to try to break those habits, those beliefs about yourself, because they were formed at a young age about your identity. So it's possible. You can change it, but if you go back into your default setting, it's natural. It's nothing to beat yourself up over. And once I realized that, I was able to get through my goals a lot easier. Um, I actually also was doing the Bible in the year last year too, and I missed a lot of things. But I found that when I missed those days, I ended up actually the same day that I would be reading a verse, I would also go to church maybe that day, and it would be the same verse. So it kind of actually went along with my life. And if I would miss days, I wouldn't beat myself up over it. I would just go back into it. And like Dr. Morgan said, double up on the passage or whatever the case would be. And I find that now I've read so much more of the Bible than I have in my whole entire life. So I've still been able, it might not have been the goal of 1 year. It's probably going to be a year and a half. But it's still, I'm still getting to the point where, you know, I want it to be at the end of the day. Just not on the timeline that I thought about, but I'm still making those steps and floating that way.